I think this video right here is going to have to be quick and to the point. This is an issue I've seen float around the internet a lot, almost to the point where it almost bothers me. And if you've seen the thumbnail probably has you confused, and you probably have some kind of misconception straight from the thumbnail. Please, by all means, take a listen to this video first and hear me out. It's a 5-minute video. I am tired of politicians that have religious backgrounds, be it whatever it is, whatever religious backgrounds it is, feel the need they can use their power to levy the ability to discriminate. This is more along the lines of the Indiana thing. For those you don't know, the state of Indiana wants to pass a law or pass a bill, or they passed a bill, not want to, they've passed it. It's already in the books, that will allow them, if you're a small business owner or a business owner in general, say like if Chick-fil-A wants to expand to Indiana, that you don't have to serve gay customers, which you could do beforehand. You have the right not to serve anybody that walks into your store. You reserve that right. You don't have to serve anybody. But this one just kind of like empowers that even more. And it doesn't just gay people. It's whatever people that your religion goes. The way it's worded is you don't have to basically produce services for a person that offends your religion. And this could be gay people. This could be Muslims. I don't know if you know about the Muslim tirade that has recently been going on. But a lot of the people, like Fox News, have been telling you that, Muslims are the worst people in the world, which is untrue. Muslims are not the worst people in the world. Muslims are people just like everybody else. Do I think they're kooky because they believe in a sky daddy? Yes, I do believe they're kooky because they believe in a sky daddy. Do I feel like they're bad people because of it? No. They're people just like everybody else. They brush their teeth. They make sandwiches. They go to bed. They want to find love in life. These are people, just the same as gay people. Gay people just want to be like everybody else. And I don't understand this. I've tried talking to people. I have Christian friends. One of my best friends in real life is pretty much a pastor. And like me and him have had this debate before about, people are born gay and he doesn't believe it. And like a lot of people don't believe that you're born gay. It happens. It's something that you do. Because like look at the alternatives. If you're not born gay and gay is being a choice, and you just want to live that gay lifestyle, like it's not a glamorous lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle of, curtains and interior design. It's a lifestyle of bigotry and hatred, and everybody's out to get you. Look at Matthew Shepard, for example. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was a boy that was tied up to a stump post, like a fence post, and beat to death. Why? Because he was born with the affection of men. Straight up. And I just don't understand that. There's things in life. There are people in life that are born with both sex organs. I don't know the proper term for the proper southern part's catching out of me. I do not know the proper term for this, but we called them hermaphrodites. That's what we called them growing up. It might be a bigot term. I don't know. That's what I was taught to call them. And if a person can be born with both sex organs, why is it so far-fetched that a person can be born with the chemical makeup to be attracted to another sex? What I'm just trying to say is subliminal bigotry towards homosexuals is getting out of the hand, and it's stupid. And I've said it before. Being gay is the new black. Being Muslim is the new black. And what does that mean? What does that mean, George? What's that black? Are you trying to say that gay people get persecuted like the Africans in slavery? I'm not saying it's to that extent. But just as like the police officers used to put fire hoses on black people that would protest and try to do things that was against the rules, like drink water out of the same fountain or sit on the front of the bus or eat in the same restaurant as white people. These were against the law. And just because they thought that it was unfair and they stood up against it, they would have the water hose turned against them. Same thing's happening here. Homosexuals are finally getting somewhere in life. There's gay marriage is starting to get more and more prevalent. People are now accepting gays, and And the bigots that are in charge right now, and they're bigots, a lot of them are. They won't. They're like, no, no, no. I'm not a bigot. You know why people hate Barack Obama? Honestly. And this is gonna be like some serious, like, oh, Wings, you're going out there, and, you know, Barack Obama's bad. No, Barack Obama's not that bad. I mean, every person I've ever talked about, every person I've ever sat down and talked with about Barack Obama always had misconceptions about what he's done. And they never understand fully what he's accomplished as a president. Here's what I always get. Well, Obamacare makes me pay insurance I don't normally have to pay. I don't make as much money as Obama as I used to do with Bush. Fact is, Obama has done everything he could. He's done it right. He's ignited the space program again. He's pushed us closer to socialized medicine. And socialism is not a bad word. It's not a word that, you know, old men will tell you that's a terrible word. And if they could, they'd probably put you in jail for saying it. But socialized medicine works. And if you think it's scary, imagine having to pay the fire department to come put your house out. Imagine if your home gets broken in while you're at work and your wife is home, and the police charge you for coming out. Imagine that, because both of those services are socialized. So everybody pays for them. So when you need them, they're there. Just like roads, just like stoplights, just like the fucking plants on the side of the road. All that's done with socialization. The only thing that's done with capitalism is what you spend your own money on. And I feel like healthcare should be in that way. And Barack Obama is pushing towards that. Did he get it done? No. But nothing in politics happens overnight. Nothing. Everything gets debated and gets pushed back and gets redone. And if we get a Republican president that comes next year, Obamacare will cease to exist. I live in the state of South Carolina. And in the state of South Carolina, they block Obamacare to the point that it almost doesn't exist. Like, if you want to file your taxes in South Carolina, they will give you a tax rebate the same amount that they charge you for Obamacare. So you don't really have to ever get Obamacare in South Carolina because we're a really deep red state. So people never get the full benefits of it. And the people that hate on it can't even take advantage of it. They don't get to see if they make less than $14,500 a year. They get pretty much free health care. All they see is like you get charged for not having it because they're making everybody accountable. It's just like driving a car. If you drive a car, you got to have insurance. Why? Because if you hit somebody, you have the funds to help make it right, being held accountable. It's a good step, and it's a step that has to be taken because you can't put socialized medicine in America tomorrow without some severe unemployment, social economic backlash. Because insurance is so big in America. Insurance are multi-billion-dollar corporations. And they hire thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. And all those people will be without a job the minute socialized medicine happens. Just like that. Gone. So it's something that has to be slow. You got to slowly integrate it in. And Obamacare is the beginning of that. I don't know why I'm sitting there explaining this in the video. But it upsets me. It does. Because these same people that hate I understand why I was saying it. But they hate Obama because he's black. This is a country led by white men, controlled by white Christian guys, and all of a sudden a black man comes in there that has a middle name of Hussein. So I've heard him being accused of not having a birth certificate. I've heard him being considered Muslim, like that was a terrible thing. Oh my God, he's Muslim. I think some people think Muslims automatically mean terrorist. And let me shed this little light nugget on you. Let me share this little light. The difference between a terrorist and a revolutionary is nothing. Next to nothing. So if you want to take that in that light, America, the founding fathers were terrorists that fought back against the British Empire. We terrorized the British Empire. We threw the tea in the fucking harbor. We were terrorists. You know why we're not labeled terrorists? Because we fucking won. Do you think people go out there and like, well, I'm a terrorist now? No, they're fighting for a cause. Terrorist is a white person word. It's like kinetic energy. It is a bullshit wordsmithing. Terrorism is a word created to make people have a reaction, and it works. Same thing here. Quit fucking trying to fucking... Gay people aren't your enemy, dude. They're not. Gay people... I've got a couple friends that are gay. They're some of the best friends ever, and I don't care. I don't care what their sexual preference is. And if they came on to me, guess what? I'd be like, dude, I'm not into that. And they would stop. If they don't stop, it's called rape, and that's against the law too, so they go to jail. That's how the system works. Just stop with this bullshit. Quit hating on gay people. Let them get married. Let them get married. Let them smoke weed at their fucking wedding. Because that's another conversation. Weed is nowhere close to what beer is. But we're fighting that. You know why we're fighting weed? You know why? Because it's a profitable business for police, which are revenue agents. I don't know. I'm gonna wrap this commentary up. I just wanted to put it out there. I disagree with the state of Indiana, and I hope your state suffers in the form of tourism. I hope that people take their business elsewhere. I hope, conventions that set up in the state of Indiana move to another state. I hope you pay dearly for the bigotry redneck leaders that you keep re-electing, because people like you need to die out. You need to have those ideas that are in your old heads die out. Welcome to 2015, people. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Hey, fellas! Welcome back. Are you ready to beat a dead horse into the ground? Because I sure as hell am. Let's go ahead and talk about how much I hate advanced warfare. Ding! Nah, we're not going to talk about it today, but I would like to go ahead and give some filler in why you're seeing ghost gameplay over the side of this. I got off stream the other night, and I put in advanced warfare, and I played for 4 hours straight. I was inspired. I seen Michael Condrey put a post out, the top 5 weapons that people have the highest KD with, and I'm like, a couple of them puzzled me. The numero uno was my personal favorite weapon, the hole puncher. I love the fucking hole puncher. It was like my go-to weapon for the first 2 months the game came out. I had a couple other weapons that I actually had the variants of, the Amelie Heavy and the Loophole Pytech. Normally I just sell this shit, but for some reason I had the Loophole. I don't know why. It has like +1 accuracy, so I'm like, fuck it, let's try. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. 4 hours later, I was frustrated, flustered, and I was giving up. I was like, fuck it. Do it live. I don't need no stinking gameplay. Well, I decided, let's try an older Call of Duty. And I know when people say you should play the older Call of Duty, they don't mean Ghost. Nobody ever wants you to play fucking Ghost. But Ghost was a great fucking game. And to prove that, I played Ghost for about 3 hours. I played about an hour by myself and 2 hours with a buddy named Russian Frog. And I got something along the lines of 18 usable games. I mean, talk about usable games. I'm talking about like 30 plus KD TDMs. Boom, just knocking them out the fucking ballpark. I think this first TDM is like it's a 35-3 with the MK14, and the next one is like a 25-0 with the MK14, and a fucking headshot machine. And it shows everything they do right with Ghost that they didn't do with Advanced Warfare. You know what? Matter of fact, let's beat this dead horse a little bit longer. My main qualm with Advanced Warfare, and the reason I like it, I don't hate the game because it's trendy to hate Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a fun game to get on every now and then, and I've had a really good time playing Ghost. I literally did. Does that make me forget about all the bad times I had playing Ghost? No, but I enjoyed myself. And that's something that's rare to say with Call of Duty, especially Advanced Warfare. I can't remember the last time I had a knockdown, drag-out good time and enjoyed myself. But here's the problem I have. And yes, it is a camping problem. A lot of people point it out and go, well, you didn't like this because it was campy. Usually that's not the case. Usually I don't like something because I feel like it's an unfair mechanic and that they're just shitting on people just because they're trying to appease other people. Like, for example, the spike drones in Advanced Warfare that don't kill anybody even with danger close.
Dog, get out of the way.
That's just to appease people. They're in the game, So people can say like, well, there's defensive methods in the game, but they're worthless. They're like the wooden shield of Bloodborne. They serve no purpose whatsoever because they barely give you a heads up that somebody's coming. My main qualm, the main qualm I have with it, is the lack of usable sound. When I played Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty 4, I learned very quickly that sound was your friend. I came up as a search and destroy player. I played with my boys, had news below here, who sniped you. You know, we were the big boss hogs of the PlayStation Network. When you seen us in the lobby, you ran the motherfucking way. That's been universal. That's even before YouTube. Big dogs in a big pond. That's what we talk. That's how we talk about it. You be big dogs in a big pond. That was our saying. Our clan was you hating. You know, that is it. You hating. We also had a clan called ACOG, Advanced Combat Optimal Gaming. You know, just witty shit that young people make up. Because I was young back then. But Advanced Warfare has some shit that I hate just because I like to camp. And I don't camp because I have to camp. I don't do that. I mean, if you ever see me play Battlefield in any form or fashion, you know that the gun skill's a little strong with your boy. Am I the best ever? No. Am I the worst ever? Hell no. Not by a long shot. And I think the scoreboard and everything else will tell you that in between. I take myself a little too serious as gaming. Yeah, I'll admit that. Anybody that's watching me stream will see that I admit that. But that's because I hold myself to a higher standard than most. When I get on Call of Duty or something, I expect to do well. When I don't do well, I'm upset at myself and I feel like I'm a failure. And I take everything really hard on myself, and that's mainly to do with a lot of the lack of videos recently. Because I don't feel like I'm doing well enough on the videos to even warrant putting them out there. I'm like, well, like I've been putting off doing a Bloodborne LP. I've wanted to do a Bloodborne LP. Mainly for myself. I want to do it because I figured it would be fun. But like I've been making excuses. I'm like, well, I haven't finished my Fallout LP. And everybody else is doing a Bloodborne LP. And, I could make 1,500 excuses why I'm not doing that Let's Play. I could even go so far as like my capture card, which is the Evermedia Live HD Gamers, one I use mainly to stream with. And my Elgato's not hooked up, but my capture card has a little stuttering problem. And I tried to attempt to do a commentary on it, and it just didn't work out. I don't know, a million excuses why, but it's like fuck it, let's do this. Like I could have not done this video right here, but here I'm over halfway done with it now. Fuck it. Who cares if it's not the best video on YouTube? I don't make those. I'll never make those. The only content I make is the content that I make, which is, pretty good gameplay that could answer pretty much a lot of the questions that you might have about any particular game that I enjoy. And I enjoy a wide range of games. That's one thing I've always been upset about with my gamertag. A short story for those of you who don't know. My gamertag is Unlimited UAV. Unlimited-UAV. You can see it right there in the top screen. If you're having trouble seeing it, put the shit in 1080p. I record these things in fucking 1080p, crystal clear. I don't know how many people take advantage of it, but I record these things fucking great. My recording's on par. Knock it up if you don't believe me. But the reason my name's Unlimited UAV is because at the time I was doing my sniper phase. Everybody goes through the sniper phase in Call of Duty. Mine was right when I first started Call of Duty. I was a sniper. Sniper, Ghost Warriors, Killed Elite. I don't need to use a red gun. Red guns are for scrubs. That was me when I first started YouTube. I felt like regular guns were for scrubs, and that lasted kind of about halfway through Modern Warfare 2. And eventually I gave in when I played the game to the point where it was like, oh, sniping is getting frustrating. But yeah, then people are like, you a hard scoper. And fuck that noise. I never been down with that. I learned from playing fighting games when I was little and up against my friends and against people at the arcades and things like that, that you do what you do to win. If the guy picks a top tier character, you don't pick a third tier character and be like, well, at least I'm having fun, because I don't have fucking fun and get my shit stomped in. That ain't fun at fucking all. I never understood that when people are like, well, I don't have all the time to dedicate to the game. Well, don't get into a competitive environment, dog. Don't come up here and talk trash or anything like that. If you want to step up to the big boy field, step into the big boy field. That's just what it is. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm getting all but Unlimited UAV. That's what I was talking about. The reason the game Unlimited UAV came around is because I was doing sniping, and I thought it was a cool name. is a name I was given because I was just starting red guns and all I could ever get was 3 kill streaks. I get 3 kill streaks, die, UAV. 3 kill streaks, die, UAV. What was happening was I was being too aggressive in my camping because the camping thing started with Z7 Taylor and it just never went away. And I really liked doing well. I really liked winning people. I liked studying the art of gunplay. And, you know, people like C Nanners also affected me too, even after the fact. Because C Nanners, he looked at the gunplay. It's so pure in its purest form. How the fuck did I get on this topic? I have no clue. No clue. But yeah, Ghost is a fun Call of Duty. A lot of people didn't like Ghost, and I think a lot of the reason people didn't like Ghost is because they worried too much about going for chems. Chems and Moabs and bombs and nukes are the fucking bane of Call of Duty. I hated them in Modern Warfare 2. I hated them in Modern Warfare 3. I hated them in Ghost. Hate watching Twitch, Moab base channels on Twitch. And I don't know. I feel like they ruin things. I remember playing Modern Warfare 3, and there were so many times I had run past a second and even a third AC-130 just in hopes that I would get that lustrous Moab bomb so I could have a YouTube video for it, when I would have much rather been happy with that extra 12 to 15 kills those 2 AC-130s would have netted me. And it just had a good time. I was much happier when kill streaks actually killed motherfuckers. Remember this shit? Remember this shit right here on the screen when kill streaks actually worked? I don't know. I was going to talk about welfare and things like that, but I kind of got sidetracked. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want to see more continuous video? What kind of videos would you like me to talk about? Do you mind if it's ghost gameplay? Do you mind if it's random gameplay? Let me know in the comment section below. You guys are the true blue subscribers. You're the guys that stuck with me after all these years. We're 7 fucking years deep into this shit now. And a like rating would be appreciated. Ding! Peace, people. Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Jordan, otherwise known as Wings of Redemption. And I would like to talk about something that happened this week. And what happened this week was Nadeshot quit Optic. He quit the Optic gaming team. Well, he didn't quit. He went on hiatus. There's a difference between quitting and going on hiatus. It means he's eventually going to go back to it, but he's tired of it right now. Recently, Optic Gaming did very poorly in one of the MLG events, which I personally didn't watch, mainly because I've kind of fallen out of love with Call of Duty in general. Even though you kind of see follow the Call of Duty gameplay on the background, don't recognize that. That's more of me being conceited and hating myself than than anything else. I'd much rather talk over gameplay commentary than talk against a camera. But Nadeshot quit mainly because he felt like he was carrying the weight of everything on his back, which is understandable, and it's hard to be putting in a position that he's in. That makes me want to talk about internet ambiguity and how it affects people. Let's go away from the whole main topic and probably the thumbnail of this video, and let's talk about how the internet has its own brand of justice. And that brand of justice is stupid and ignorant. 2 years ago, in 2012, a guy was filmed videotaping a chick at a drive-thru. It's a Chick-fil-A drive-thru. And apparently they got his drink wrong or something, so they gave him a free drink. So he decided to videotape himself berating the employee of the Chick-fil-A and tell her that she worked for an evil company and that the company that she worked for, she should feel bad for herself. Well, being a girl, he hurt her feelings, and she started crying a little bit on camera, like she just couldn't handle it. And what happened was his employer seen it, and his employer fired him. And the reason his employer seen it was because it caught fire on the internet, and it is kind of scary how that can happen, because the guy, he said some mean, rude things, but in the long term, he didn't do anything I thought was fireable. Like, he didn't do anything that was like, man, dude, that's fucked up. I mean, he was obviously just a guy that didn't like that Chick-fil-A hated on gay people. And he tried to make a speech to the wrong person. And that's something you gotta kind of learn to do when you have one of these, like, cynical outlooks on life. Because myself, personally, I'm a cynical fuck. I seriously am. I've tried to change it. I've been trying to change the cynicalness of me. Because not only am I cynical, I deal tremendously with depression based off my cynicism. Because everything I see, I always see the negative aspects of it. I've almost conditioned myself to be like, These walls, man, they close me in, and forget the fact that these walls also keep the outside out, and you know, sleeping in the 40-degree weather fucking sucks. I mean, there's a good and a bad side to everything, and if you only see the negative side of it, all you do is bring the negative side to the table. But regardless, he brought this on the wrong person. He brought it on a person that was waiting, that probably got the job because it's one of the jobs that she could get at the time. She was a young girl. Could have been a first job. Could have been a second job. Whatever it is, I doubt she picked her job based off the company's ethics and moral policies based on the president. She's probably just there for a paycheck. Well, in result, he got fired from his $200,000 medical practitioner job. And recently, he came back out 3 years later. It's 2015 now. He still can't get a job. He'd been hired by another job, and a week after he got hired, they fired him for the internet video. At what point do you get out of internet jail? So I can kind of relate with Nadeshot on this whole conundrum, because people will point out that, well, Optic used to win when Nadeshot wasn't there. Optic used to win, blah blah blah, Nade. All the good Optic guys left. It's Nade's fault. Motherfucker, it's not Nadeshot's fault. There's a reason there's no I in team. Nadeshot is 1 out of 4. He carries 25% of the team. It isn't his fault if the team loses. It's a combined effort. And you could have a bad day, you could have a bad shot, you could just get down to plain old fucking luck. Luck factors into some of these things. You can set yourself up for the perfect gunshot, in the perfect scenario, in the perfect lead. You can know where he is, and he not know where you're at, and you can still lose that gunfight because the bullet damage is so high. There's been a million times I pretty much had won the gunfight in my head. I knew the gunfight was coming, and he didn't, and I lost. Not because I lost against a superior player, but because his weapon kicked up just right and gave him like 2 or 3 headshots in a row. There's all kinds of things that could happen when you allow it to happen. So to sit there and blame and point a motherfucking finger at somebody is stupid and childish. And you might, well, why is he letting it get to him if he knows this? Because it does get to you, dude. Just imagine somebody poked you, and they kept poking you, and they kept poking you, and they kept poking you. Just imagine I kept saying the word fucking poke. Poke, 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 poke. You're already more tired of hearing the word poke now than when I first said it 10 seconds ago. Now just imagine if that poke lasted for like, I don't know, 2 years. You'd be pretty fucking fed up. And the man is almost at the point where he has fuck you money. And it's like, yeah, it's time to take a hiatus. You want to blame Nadeshot? Blame all the fucking trolls that sit on the videos. Blame every person out there that wants to sit there and take shots at a man for no fucking reason. I never understood this aspect of the internet. I never understood people that come to a channel and watch a channel that they fucking hate. I don't understand it. If I don't like a person, and I honestly don't find them entertaining, you know what I don't do? I don't subscribe. You know what I don't do? I don't go to every video they upload and hit dislike. Because at the end of the day, I don't like that motherfucker. So you know what I don't do? I don't put him in my life. I don't keep associating myself with them. And I don't feel like, well, you need to stop this. Especially on petty shit. If the shit that you're hating on a man is because he lost a game that is against other people of equal skill, you need to reevaluate your moral code, dude. You seriously do. Because at the end of the day, we all know why Nadeshot really quit. Let me tell you why Nadeshot really quit. That motherfucker really quit because Advanced Warfare sucks dick. Come on now. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Ooh, boo, boo. Yeah, that game's fucking terrible, dude. And I heard rumors that Black Ops 3 or whatever the fuck it might be, it might have been on a Biblical Reaper video, but whatever it might be, that there's going to be boost jumping in that motherfucker too.
Friendly helo pilot active.
You know what ain't going to be a boost jumped? Money out of my account to pay for that bitch, because I am not buying another motherfucking boost jumping game. It could be fucking, you know, Bugsy Hair the fucking rabbit. If as long as that shit got a fucking boost jump in it, I'm not buying it. I get sick to my stomach thinking about a boost jump. I'm not even gonna buy a basketball game anymore because of Advanced Warfare. I don't want anything to do with jumping. Fuck platformers. Fuck basketball. Fuck the Easter Bunny. You know, fuck Michael Jordan shoes. Air Jordans got too, they make you jump too fucking high. Hate Advanced Warfare. That's what killed Nadeshot. That's what killed Optic Gaming. Be mad at fucking Sledgehammer. Go tell Michael Condrey he's a bitch. I'll see you guys later.
Nice work, team. Well done.
What up, motherfuckers? It's your boy Wings of Redemption. I'm back bringing you some more Ghost gameplay. Holy shit, this feels like it's 2014 in this motherfucker. Why am I still playing Ghost? A lot of people are asking us like, why the hell are you showing Ghost gameplay? Where's the Advanced Warfare? Well, Advanced Warfare sucks a big massive pile of dicks. And I don't want to play that motherfucking game. I much rather play this game than Advanced Warfare. So if I gotta do COD commentary, I'd much rather play this shit. But why? Because I don't have to try as fucking hard. I don't have to fucking put on my MLG Sweatfest, MLG sweatbands, motherfucking, Gamma Lab fucking sponsored drink to fucking play the game, dude. I don't want to do that. And I never wanted to do that in Call of Duty. The only sweaty in the fucking lobby I ever want in the lobby is me. That's it. I'm the only sweat motherfucker I want in the lobby. And that don't happen over there at Advanced Warfare. But we're not here to bash Advanced Warfare. We're going to go and talk about another topic for today. And that topic is shitting your pants. Oh, well, wait up. That wasn't what I was talking about. Let me check my notes here. What was I fucking doing? The real topic I want to talk about today is the sad state of affairs that is what we call gaming in this general day and age. Are there still good games made? Yes, there are still fucking fantastic games made. There's good games that are going to be made. But I find it sad that I spend most of my days hoping and praying that the next announcement by Bethesda is going to be Fallout 4. Why? Because I know Fallout 4 is going to be a good game regardless. And it also makes me sad that they don't overuse the fucking IP itself. What do you say? Overuse the IP? Well, it's been almost 5 years since Fallout New Vegas came out. 5 years, dude. Just think about it. 5 years. I remember when I was a kid, video games used to seem like an eternity for 5 years. I remember when I used to play Resident Evil 1, and I felt like Resident Evil 2 would never happen, and that was only a year wait. And then after Resident Evil 2, I was sitting there waiting forever for Resident Evil 3, and guess what? That was like another year wait. I remember sitting in my fucking math class, pretending me and my brother were like RPD agents, and we were picking weapons we would have to go out to. And I wanted to go through Raccoon City and like look in other people's houses and find items and things of that nature. And my imagination was running wild. I remember when I was at my Diablo 2 stage, when I would sit there play Diablo 2, and I would think about items I could find while I was, in high school, and I would sit there I'd be writing out builds on what was the best way to item manage that. It was just fun. It made me excited. It got me excited to do video games. And few games nowadays do that anymore. The last game that did that was actually Bloodborne. And Bloodborne, sad to say, is already kind of dull to me, mainly because it's a single player experience. You can't just replay it over and over again. Well, you can, but you got to give it some time in between. You just can't constantly beat the game 5 times in a week and a half period and be like, well, I guess I'll play Bloodborne again today. You get kind of burned out on it. But if it was a co-op experience, you could play it with other people. You could help other people through it. You could help other people get achievements. I've missed the co-op experience, and I missed video games experience as a whole. I've done a commentary on this before where I touched on how I think video games, the fact that they've become so expensive and how they've artificially placed the price tag on things. What do I mean by artificial inflation? Let's go and give you a backstory on something I used to do or something I experienced. Shortly after 9/11, I had just gotten out of high school. It was like 2003. I was working for Domino's Pizza. And during that time, gas shot up to over $4 a gallon in South Carolina. So what happened is the gas for the pizza delivery trucks also went up, and that also put more food costs on the store. Well, all of a sudden, you can't start selling pizza for like $4 or $5 more to make up for the extra food costs. So what they did is they started cutting corners. They put less sauce on the pizza, they put less meat on the pizza, they put less ingredients on the pizza and sold it for the same price. The same thing is happening with games in general nowadays. You get more DLC. DLC actually happens about 60% away into the game. Most of the DLC that you see in game is already being made or already in the effort of being made before the game comes out. The reason that is, and there's this thing called on disc DLC, and the reason those are so popular is because it artificially inflates the price scale. I remember Modern Warfare 3 came out. A thing called Call of Duty Elite was launched. You guys remember Call of Duty Elite? I do. I bought a lifetime membership to that motherfucker. And you know what didn't happen? It lasted like 3 goddamn years. I think Call of Duty Elite lasted Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops before they shut that motherfucker down. Where's Call of Duty Elite now? Well, no, it's now changed its name to a season pass. But that shit's so fucked up, dude. And Call of Duty Elite was actually fucking cool as shit. I bought 2 copies of it, one for the Xbox 360, one for the PS3. But Modern Warfare 3 had really good DLC. They had so much shit they actually gave you with it. You got fucking like, Spec Ops maps, you got map packs, you got, matter of fact, who gives a shit what you got? Because I know there's a motherfucker right now, you're like, you hated Modern Warfare 3, Wings. You right, I did. I still do not like Modern Warfare 3. But, Advanced Warfare showed me how shitty a Call of Duty game can be. And in comparison to Advanced Warfare, Modern Warfare 3 looks like a fucking bargain and a masterpiece. That's my piece with that. And I really did enjoy the single-player campaign of Modern Warfare 3, and I also enjoyed the Spec Ops missions on Modern Warfare 3. The only thing I didn't enjoy about Modern Warfare 3 was the multiplayer. And even then, it wasn't as bad as some of the later institutions' multiplayers. Like, I know this is going to get crazy, but I didn't like the Black Ops 2 multiplayer. It was a fun game, and I liked the league play aspects of it, but I hated the fact that sound was worthless. To me, a Call of Duty game, sound is everything. That's why I like Ghost so much. Not because Ghost is a terrible game, but because Ghost has well, that doesn't make sense anyway, but because Ghost has wonderful fucking sound. If you're a smart, aware player, Ghost gives you all the tools you need to make sure that the gunfight is never going to catch you off guard. And a lot of people out there say, well, good sound makes campers camp, Who gives a fuck? Literally. Most people herald Call of Duty 4 as the pinnacle of motherfucking gaming, and dead silence didn't even work in that motherfucker. You could very easily turn your Astro A40s up, bitch, and, hear everybody walking in the world. I remember at 1v1 Kyle on shipment, and he got upset because I was so good at sound whoring. And the same thing happened in World of War II. Both fucking spectacular games. You notice every Call of Duty that had really good motherfucking sound was considered a great Call of Duty. And guess what? Rushers can use sound too. You can use it. I promise you can. Like this match right here was a good case. Some people are like, well, you didn't really run around that motherfucking much, Wayne. Well, I don't run around recklessly. I don't feel the need to endlessly run on a map to make it more enjoyable. You know what I get do? You know how I find Call of Duty enjoyable? When I'm having a good time and I'm in these motherfuckers right here. When I'm raining down death and hellfire and sending more motherfuckers to the grave than the Nazi regime, that's when I'm having a good time. Not when I'm over there dying and having the twitch reflexes. We Eddie the Chump in this motherfucker. It ain't no twitch reflexes up in this bitch. I beat people through tactical play and superior shot. That's all I do. I'm not good at twitch reflex at all. But you know what I am good at? Video games. And I use video games because I'm good at manipulating people and making sure that I know what's going on at any given time. I mean, the only game I've ever been terrible at that I put a whole heap of time into was motherfucking Halo. I don't know why I never got good at Halo. I just couldn't get that game. But that's okay. You don't have to be good at every game that you play. And I'd be hard pressed for people to call me a bad gamer. But besides the point, I love DLC in games, and I feel like games should release the DLC faster than they do. And I hate motherfuckers that sit there and say that, well, they should have DLC, blah, 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 blah. Quit crying about what they do with DLC. You don't have to buy the bitch. That's why it's called downloadable content. If you don't like the motherfucker, don't buy it. Don't ruin it for everybody else that does like it. Just imagine you had one bitch motherfucker crying that he didn't like DLC in Fallout New Vegas. Oh, that money didn't hit. It was on this DLC, blah, 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 blah. And then they didn't make the other 3 DLC because of his bitch ass. Just imagine that. Because that's what's happened to Call of Duty. More people whined and cried about sound coming out of the game and how, things were overpowered and this and that and how this should be fixed and how it should be more fast-paced, how they should hurt campers, how explosives shouldn't happen. And what do you have? A clusterfuck of a game that's unplayable that made Nadeshot quit. Why did they make Nadeshot quit? I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go cry. Looking like shit. Feeling like shit. Braves lost yesterday. Big ups to I forgot who sent me this Braves shirt, but one of my followers sent me the Braves shirt. Love this thing to death, dude. Forgot your name. but you are the A1 All-Star. I haven't really been doing a whole lot of commentary videos in the last 3 or 4 days, and because my grandmother went to the hospital. Well, she got back just this morning, and I figured we'd go ahead and get the 411 on her. The doctors wouldn't talk to me. I had to go take her stuff to the hospital and stuff, but since I'm her grandson and not my mother, doctors wouldn't talk to me at all. And look at that motherfucking bird. It's like he owns the motherfucking place. Look at that, all over my fucking truck. You shit over there, son. I know what I'm having for lunch. I'm saying they wouldn't tell me what was wrong. Well, from my understanding, her lung walls have started to thin out, and it's taking her oxygen levels down. My grandma has COPD, and she's been told 40 times to quit smoking. Kind of like I've been told to quit eating. But it's, I don't know, it's getting to the point where it's put up or shut up time for her. And let's go see what she thinks about it. So what the doctors say? You don't know? Why'd they let you come home early? What'd you say? I understand that you're in the hospital. I asked, why did they let you come home from the hospital early? You don't know? You feeling groggy? Have you took your medicine? You're barely talking now. Those are grunts. I know, I thought Mom was over here. Say hi. You gonna wave? You gonna wave to him? They got you bruised all up from the blood ports, huh? They got you bruised all up from the blood ports. Still having trouble breathing? You still smoking? How would that first one taste?
Strong.
Strong? How many days was it since before you smoked one?
I ain't smoking that one.
Huh?
I ain't smoking that one.
I'm talking about like you were in the hospital 2 days, weren't you? You didn't get one that whole time? What'd the doctor say? You have any papers come home with you?
Okay, it's over there.
Is those papers right there?
Oh yeah.
Well, you can see Grandma's not very talkative. I was looking for the paper that kind of gave you the 411 on what was actually wrong with her. I guess probably gotta go to my mama's house. Chevy wants to get on camera. Chevy! Hey, buddy. So, what's wrong with Grandma?
I ain't getting on video.
Well, I couldn't find the paper.
What paper?
The hospital paper where they sent with it.
COPD.
That's all it was?
She ain't getting no air.
They didn't say anything more about it?
She better quit smoking, but she won't.
What, they discharged early because of it? Nothing they could do?
Well, they gave her medicine.
She's over there. Thing with grandmas, you don't know when she's playing it up or not.
She ain't playing.
Like, she's over there groggy as she could be.
Because she ain't got no oxygen.
She on an oxygen machine?
When you got COPD, it's hard to get oxygen in your lungs. They swell up. And they continue to get better. I mean, it continues to get worse. It don't get no better.
Well, that's pretty much the whole lowdown on Grandma right now. You seen her, you seen how she's acting. Grandma's been known to kind of... She becomes a baby when she has anything wrong with her. So it's kind of hard to tell when she's playing stuff up or not. So don't look at it like, oh, you're so cold, you're so cold. I've known her for years. And you kind of see patterns form over years. But like I said, this could go either way. She could be next week back to her normal self, or Worst case scenario, she gets something like pneumonia, and that's all she wrote. Life is fragile, pimps. That's what it is.